Hi everyone. So in my last video, we have seen that how we can write a basic Java program in Eclipse editor. Okay. So you can see that this was our last discussion, that how we can write our basic Java program in Eclipse editor. So in this video, we are discuss about that what is the basic structure of a Java program, or as we have write the program of hello world print. So what is that, or what is that package, what is that class, what is the main method, etc, etc. So everything we are going to discuss in this video. Okay, so this is my code, this is my program, that what we have discussed in our last video. So you can see that first we have that package. So what is package? So package com.java. So what do you mean by package? So package means we can say that a package a package in Java is used to group related classes. Okay, a package in Java is used to group related classes, or we can say, just think about that, it's a folder in a file directory. Okay, or we can say we can think like it's a folder a folder in a file directory. Okay, so now what do you mean by package? So package in Java is used to group related classes, or you can say folder in a file directory. Now suppose suppose we have all heard this term, that's package. So suppose whenever we are going to uh, uh, any trip, any kind of trip, then we call any package company or any tour company that what is my package, what is my trip package, or what will be my trip package. Means in that package, our our traveling cost, our hotel cost, then our car cost, everything, our food cost, everything will be included. Okay, so that means that is a whole package. So package means it's in Java, it's a we use that package to group related classes, or we can say it's a folder in a file directory. So that is called as a package. So under a package, like classes, functions, everything are there. So the main, in my project or in my program, the package is com.java. Okay, so inside that com.java package, we have a class session, we have a class, we have a function, okay, etc, etc. So package in Java is used to group related classes, or we can say a folder in a file directory. Okay, so that is a package. We are clear about that, what is package. Now, so if we carefully notice that, so here we have a class, then inside that class we have a function or we have a method. So class name is that session and the method name is that main. Then inside that method we have some code here, right? Now first I am coming to this line, that public static void main. So why we have write that main? Okay, so main, basically the main method, so that is the main and that is the method. So main method is the entry point of any application. So main method is the entry point. So first I am writing, then I will discuss. Okay, the main method is the entry point entry point into the application the application. Okay, so main method is the entry point into the application. So whenever we are running that Java program, first control go to that main method and immediately it will print the hello world, because main method, be careful, main method is the entry point into the Java application. In our program, in our Java program, if the main method is present, then first control go to that main method, and inside the main method whatever code is there, that will be executed first. Okay, so main method is the entry point into the application. So program first execute the main method. Okay, so that is the main method. Okay, now go to the function. So that is a class, this is a class, and this is a function. So what do you mean by function? So what do you mean by function? Let me tell you that what do you mean by function. Function. What do you mean by functions? So functions mean same group code that will do some work. Okay, some group code that will do some work. Let me write you some group code that will do some work. Okay, some group code that will do some work means, so this is the function, so main is the function, so it's a group of code, so lots of code should be here. Okay, suppose this is a system.out.println, this is the first statement. Second statement may be system.out.println, we have to print that welcome, so that is the second statement. So some group of code that will do some work. Suppose we have a function, suppose we have to add to some we have to add two word or two letter, 2 plus 2 equals to 4. Okay, that means here add is the method, so here add should be the method. Okay, so add should be the method. So function means some group of code that will do some work, so that is the function. And now go to the next one, that is class. Class, what do you mean by class? So class means classes is a collections of similar type of function. So classes is the collections of similar type of function. Classes the collection of similar type of function. Classes is the collections of similar type of function. So that means, suppose I am giving you some example. Suppose in your house some disturbance is happening in your electricity. Okay, so some disturbance is happening or some problem is happening in your electricity or in your electric or in your fan or in your light, anything. So some disturbance or some problem is happening in your electricity. Now what you will do? Obviously you will call any electrician, and he will come to your house and he will fix all the electric issue. That means that is a function. That means that is a function. So function means some group of code that will do some work. That means here electrician will act as a function and he will do some work, means he will fix your electric problem. Okay, your fan related problem, your light related problem, your AC related problem, everything electric related problem he will solve. Now classes is the collections of similar type of function. Now in your house maybe there is some water leakage problem is there also, some electric problem is also there, and some water leakage problem is also there, or maybe some paint related problem is there. Then what you will do? Then you will call electrician, you will call all plumber, or you will call the painter. Okay, so everything, so you will call individually. Okay, means the work should be the same but the department is different, right? So classes means classes is the collections of similar type of functions. Okay, now you are clear that what do you mean by classes and what do you mean by function. So functions is the some group code that will do some work. And class, what do you mean by class? Class is a collections of similar type of function. The work should be the similar. Okay, so that is mean by classes. So now you are clear about that. What do you mean by classes and what do you mean by functions? So in your code or in our code, what is the class? So this is the class. Okay, so inside that class, lots of functions should be present, right? So that is the class. So in the classes is the collections of similar type of function. So that's why I'm writing that similar type of function. So classes is the collections of similar type of function. And this is the function. This is the function. So functions mean some group code that will do some work. So what in my code, what is the work of that function? So it will print the hello world. So this is the work. Okay. So now you guys are clear that what do you mean by functions and what do you mean by classes. Now coming to the next one is that what do you mean by public static void main? Okay. So what do you mean by public? So public is basically, so public I'm writing here. So public is nothing but basically is a access modifier. So what do you mean by public? So public is a access modifiers. Public is a access modifier. Okay. So what is the work of public or why we use public? So your method of these classes can be accessed from anywhere. Okay, so public means whatever method we have, so your method of this class can be accessed from anywhere. So we are writing that public means your method of this class can be accessed from anywhere. That means we can access it publicly. So public is basically access modifier, because whatever method we have, so that method of this class can be accessed from anywhere. That is mean by public. So public means we can access it publicly. So from anywhere we can access it. So it's a public property. So just for example, it's a public property. That means anyone can access that. It's a public bus. That means anyone can travel. Okay. So public means whatever method we have, the method of that class can be accessed from anywhere. So that is mean by public. Now coming to the next one is that static. What do you mean by static? Static. So what do you mean by static? Static means it makes it possible for us to run these functions without creating an object of the class. So static make it possible for us to run these functions without creating an object of the class. So without, let me write you, without creating an object of the class. So static makes for us, so it is possible, it possible or it make possible. So static makes it possible for us to run functions, run these functions without creating an object of the class. So static make It's possible for us to run these programs without creating an object of the class. Okay, so let me show you some example for that static, how we can use that static. Okay, so this is my project, or this is my code. So if I run that code, what should be print? One sec. Right click as run as Java application, and it's printing the hello world. Okay, that means the main method is running first, so that's why it's printing the hello world. Now if we are using the static, okay, so just for example, let's say we have a method public static void main. Now we are creating one another method calling as static. Okay, so I am making a static void. Let's say I am giving it a1. Okay, so this is my method name. Okay, this is my method name, and inside that method we are printing the same thing like system.out.println. So I'm writing it system.out.println, and here I am print, let's just for example print a1 method. We are printing the a1 method. Now what we will do, we are just commenting that, and I can easily what I can say, I can easily run that a1 method. Okay, now if I run that a1 method, I can directly run it here because of the static method. So what do you mean by static method? So static method makes it possible for us to run these functions without creating object of the class. We are not creating any kinds of object here. We have just create one static method, and we are directly running that static method, where we can directly accessing the static method. We are not creating any kinds of object. Okay, so if I run that program, then what should be the output? Output should be the print a1. Let's see, running as Java application, and see what is the output. That print a1 is the output. Okay, so that is the beauty of static keyword. So if we use the static keyword, then we without creating any object of the class, we can easily run our program. If we make it as a static, then we didn't create any kinds of static, or we didn't create any kinds of object. So just for example, we are not writing the static here. Now let's say public, or we can say public void a1, and we can see that here is some error is showing. What is the error? Change a1 to static. Means either we have to change as a static, or otherwise we have to create an object. Okay, either we have to create an object. So how can we create an object? So what is the class name? Session dot s1 equals to new session, like that. Okay, now we can say s1 dot a1. See, that means we have to create an object. Now the error gone, and if I run that program, then what should be the output? The output should be the print a1. Run as Java application, print a1. So if we use the static keyword, then we don't create any kinds of object here. Okay, that fine? Okay, now I am deleting this. Now it is very understandable for you. Okay, I'm deleting this one. So this was my project. So now we are clear that what is the beauty of static keyword. So it was very much clear for us that what is the static keyword. Now coming to the next one is that void. So what do you mean by void? So void means when a function returning a value, which type of value is returning. That means void means it doesn't have any return type. It don't have any return type. So void has no return types. Means we are writing that void means we are returning nothing. So there is no return type for void. So void means when a function returning a value, which type of value is returning? So here the returning value is void. That means we are returning 0. We are returning nothing. So nothing is returning here. So that's why void. So this is mean by void. Okay. And main, so main is the, already told you that main is the entry point of any application. So when your Java is executing, first control go to that main method, and whatever method inside, whatever code we have written inside the main method, that will be executed first. And string arguments means what type of argument we are passing, that is should be the string type argument. We are passing the string type argument here. So now we are clear about that, all of these things. Okay, now go to our program, and so this is the program, this is our old program. Now, so we have written some line, some space, some slash line here. That means it's a command line. So we are telling Java that whatever inside that command line, ignore it. Please ignore that. That means if we are commenting any lines, that will not be executed in our Java program. So we can see that if we run our Java program, then what is running here? Hello world. But it is ignoring. It is ignoring. So if we use any kinds of double slash, that means we are telling our Java program that please ignore it. Okay. So this is the thing, and see very carefully that that is the class and that is the method, that is the function. But the difference is that when we have written any class, then the first letter of that class is the capital letter, and for the method we have written the first letter is a small letter. So some rule is there, we have to follow some naming convention. So two type of, so naming, I'm writing it here. Okay, or we can write it here also. So naming convention, so two type of naming convention is there. So first one is that is the naming convention. So two type of naming convention is there. First one is that, one is Pascal convention. Okay, one is Pascal convention, and second one is that camel case convention. Pascal convention and camel case convention. So what do you mean by Pascal convention? So Pascal convention means, suppose we have a class and Pascal conventions is used for classes. That is used for classes. Remember that. Pascal conventions we use for classes. Whenever we are creating any Java class, that should be the Pascal convention. And camel can convention should be used for functions. Pascal convention should be used for functions. Now, what is the example of Pascal convention? So Pascal convention means, suppose we are creating any kinds of class. Let's say my class is demo test or test demo. So test demo, we have to write that. So first letter of T should be the capital, and the demo, the second letter, the second word demo, D should be the capital. So test demo. Okay, so this is the Pascal convention, and we have to use that Pascal convention for the classes. And what do you mean by camel case convention? Suppose we are writing some function. So function maybe test demo, or we can test session. So the my function name is test session. That means T is the cap small, and then session S should be the capital. SESSION, test session. Okay, so that is the Pascal convention. Pascal convention means it is used for classes, and camel case convention, it is used for functions. And the example is that the Pascal convention, for the Pascal convention, the first letter should be the capital then for the second word, the first letter should be the capital. It will be like that. And for the camel case convention, it will be the first letter should be the small, then for the second word, first letter should be the capital, like that. Means, suppose we have a class that, suppose I am, suppose I am Java. So if we use that for Pascal convention, means for classes, then what should it be? Like I am Java, like that. I is the capital, A is the capital, J is the capital. And if we use that for camel case convention, then it should be I is the small, then M, A is the capital, and Java, J is the capital. So this is the camel case convention. Camel case convention is used for method or functions, and Pascal convention is used for classes. Right? Now you are clear that the naming convention. So that's why whenever we are creating any class, the class first name should be the capital, and whenever we are creating the method, we can see that it's a small letter. Now you guys are very much clear about that. What is the basic structure of Java program? Okay, I think the lots of confusions was there in your mind that how we can write any Java program, or what do you mean by public static void main, what is the package, what is the class, everything. So I think it will be helpful for you. And obviously the public, why we use public static void main, and what is the meaning of that public static void main. So it is the very important interview questions also. So if we are not write this, so let me comment out that line and that line. We have just written this system.out.println. So we can see that it's showing some error, that multiple markers at this line. So like there are lots of things there because we have not written any kinds of function. Okay. So this is the basic structure of Java program. So if you guys have any doubt, please comment me, and like, if you guys like my video, one thumbs up, and share this video to your nearest friends, and subscribe to my channel EduPaat, and stay with me. So see you in the next videos with the another topics of Java. Thank you.